for? What's your name? Hi.
You ever have that feeling where you're not sure if you're awake or still dreaming?
All the time.
So, Prado feature of the day. So today I'm going to talk about the handling of the Prado compared to the BMW. So, needless to say, the BMW, the acceleration in that car was incredible, but it was far more acceleration than I actually ever needed. I drove the Beamer in comfort mode most of the time, much to the disgust of many of my friends. But what the Beamer did have is it had very, very large and very wide tires, but they were low profile, and it was quite low to the ground, and it cornered like it was on rails. And I was really, really worried that with the Prado that when I was cornering I would have a little bit of body roll, and so far that's not what I'm experiencing. The performance of the Prado is more than adequate for what it is that I need. And to be clear, to catch fish in Australia, you've got to do a lot of driving. The last 3 years when I've been actively fishing, or fishing more, I've put 35,000 Ks onto the Beamer. I put 35,000 Ks onto the Beamer each year. So I do a lot of driving around Australia. And the Beamer is to some degree what facilitated the fishing that I do. And the Beamer, which I fondly call Turtle, that had absolutely incredible performance. One of the features in the Prado that I really am enjoying is when you've got adaptive cruise control switched on, you can actually configure a setting. There's 3 levels where if you're cornering, it can actually slow you down a little bit. And this is one thing about the Beamer that I did find is incredible performance, but sometimes I did find that it would push you almost at speed through the corner, which is not something that I wanted. So that's something that is actually quite well controlled within the Prado. It just slows you down just a little bit, and then once you're through the corner, it lifts your speed back up to the programmed speed per adaptive cruise control. So there we go. Very happy with the Prado performance so far, and I've really put 5,200 Ks on it. Look at that for a root structure. Wow. What a river. First little rise of the day to the dry, actually. The negatives of a 6.5 foot rod far outweigh the positives, but one thing is if your line does happen to be at the end of the rod, you can actually reach back and pick up your flies. You can reach right till the end of the rod. That is something that's quite nice. Squirmy worm saves the day. So I'm fishing one of my oldest rods today. It's a split cane rod. It's by Farlows of Pall Mall, and it's a Stream Series 6 foot for a 3/4 weight, made in England. And I'm fishing that with this absolutely stunning Ross San Miguel reel, the smallest size, so the 3/4. And I've actually got a SA Creek line on it. This is a 2 weight, but it's 1 weight, 1 line overweighted, so it's actually a 3 weight. And then I'm fishing an SA 9 foot for a 3X leader, but I've cut that back by 2 feet, so it's actually only a 7 foot leader with a tippet ring. And then I've got 5.5X below it to a large sized Indie Clink, because I need to be able to see my flies. I mean, I absolutely love all these snowflake caddis flies that Tom fishes, the CDC, but in certain conditions I just can't see them, and at least this one I can see. So that's just as a strike indicator. And then, well, embarrassingly, down below it, I'm fishing a squirmy worm, a fly life squirmy worm. And in terms of where I caught it, you can see that there's a log up over there and a slower seam all the way down the middle here. You can actually see the sand down the middle, and then it's fast on the left, fast on the right, and he was in that central seam on the board. So, talk about an obstacle in the river. This obstacle is the same height as my rod. This is a solid sort of 6 feet off the ground. And another one over there. Really is a full body workout. Well, this is a first for me. Just couldn't work out how to get around it. My goodness. This is really going to test these Patagonia waders. All these brambles. Oh. Okay. Alright. Don't twist an ankle. Oh. Happy days. I'm the best floatant. No, I'm the best floatant. Be done with you. Ay, ay, ay. It's a lot of trust here. Oh. I will say, for that sort of stuff, a 6 foot rod is much easier than, well, 10. 11 is just impossible for that sort of stuff. The tip's always wiggling and catching something. Oh, nice water up ahead. I had one there, I didn't strike properly. Little brownie. Oh, so look how easy that rod is to manipulate around the undergrowth. I'm very fond of this rod, although I don't fish it very often. It's sort of quite precious to me. Got a beautiful, beautiful handle, the way, beautiful grip, the way that the cork swells in the front here. It's very beautiful. So I bought this with my first ever bonus. I was working in London for a company called Prologis, or Security Capital, or Prologis. And as an aside, the company was anything but the security of your capital, but that's a story for another day. And I used to go down to Farlows on a regular basis and look at this rod. And there was an Ari Hart reel. And I got this bonus and bought the two together. I don't remember what they cost, but the Ari Hart was probably about 150 pounds, and this rod was probably, I don't know, 400 pounds or something. I don't think I ever told Barbara what I spent for it. And luckily she doesn't watch the channel, so we're all good. But it's very, very, very special to me. And I'm fishing it with this Ross San Miguel. So I've actually turned the outbound, I've turned this into a ringtone on my phone. And there's a YouTube video that I've done on how to turn a sound in a video into a ringtone on your phone using GarageBand. And I must say, this is an absolutely lovely, lovely reel. I'm not sure if I would get it in the gold again. It's a bit gaudy, but I'll probably just go for the black. I will say that for the first reel in a series, I just prefer to just go with regular black. But there we go, something a little bit different. As I say, a little bit gaudy, but a beautiful reel. So silent inbound, and then a really nice noise going outbound, and just a very smooth drag. Look at the size of this root ball behind me. Fantastic. There we go, another one on the squirmy worm. Beautiful. Thanks, buddy. Slightly better one. There we go. Happy days. Right where he should be. There's this incredible jumble of wood, and then this particular tree, fallen tree, going up, and the river's coming in here from the right, hitting this tree and coming back down towards me. And actually that trout was in this very, very clear, slower section just in here, behind, downstream of that rock there, and that's where he was. And actually for this particular rod, this short rod, I'm actually finding I'm quite accurate casting it almost like a spin rod going over my head. The squirmy worm is making a big splash, but I'm actually pretty accurate with it at short range. By short range I mean sort of 8 feet. Here we go. Another nice looking run over there. I just saw a rise over there. Another rise, just there on the right by the bank. Big rise over there. Well, as Phil Wagger would say, it was an encounter. I fooled him but didn't catch him. So when it comes to a dry flyer, this is a wonderful little rod. And I actually am fishing a snow flake caddis, so forgive me earlier for slagging it off, Tom. But actually, I can see it perfectly now, and I'm encouraged to fish it dry. So I've got about 5 feet of 6X to the dry. I really love these. Pink grapefruit. Give it a go. In the small cans. Oh, that's delicious. But temperature check. Outside 20, and in the water 19 outside, in the water 9 degrees. So 5 hours of fishing for, well, what Phil Weigel would call 5 encounters. I think that's the term he used. But only 2 fish to the net. But I did get a fish to come to the dry twice, which I'm quite chuffed with that. So that was just changing the whole setup to 6x and 5 feet of 6x. So the dry fly fell in a with loops around, so it could have a drag-free drift. Yep. So that brings my Victorian fishing adventure to an end, the second one of the season. I didn't fully appreciate that Victoria opens a month before New South Wales, hence the 2 trips this year, and the fact that I haven't done trips in any of the prior years. So next time you see me fishing, I should be fishing in New South Wales on the opening weekend. Right, so I'll just show you the accommodation that's here, rather than have to record this tomorrow morning, because I'm going to leave very early tomorrow morning. This is my room, number 2. It's got a very bright light. Crucially, it's got a heater, and there's a plug point down over there, which I'm running outside at the moment to charge the DJI, because I've got the Starlink going at the moment. There's pretty good 4G here, so you don't need the Starlink. Another little plug point down over here, and I'm using that to run my CPAP. And then this is the setup of the room. It's basically a single bed up on top, and then a double bed down below, and a fan in the corner, and a clothes rack, which I'm using to dry my towel. But basically that's the room. There's not enough room to swing a cat. This is the communal kitchen. It's all pretty simple, but it all works. Big table, 6 chairs, fridge number 1, toaster, television, 4-burner gas, hot and cold water, you can drink the water, kettle, fridge number 2, and an oven and a microwave, and a little bit of cutlery. No forks though, and there are plenty of plates and bowls down in here.
Guys, it's not about dating the cool guy, not anymore. It's about dating the gadget guy. It's about dating the gadget guy. He's prepared, dude, and he fixates on things, but it's like really endearing. And he can camp, and he loves to fish and be outdoors, and like you think he's up to no good, but like in reality he's just like building a shelf and digging a hole.